Hello everyone, for today's video I have a full Shenron'S Wish themed moveset. The idea behind this moveset is to use attacks that you get just from the wishes from Shenron. So this was suggested by Erman, so thank you very much for the moveset suggestion. If you guys have any moveset themed suggestions for yourself, please feel free to leave them in the comments, and of course if you do enjoy these videos, please leave a like. So going into this moveset, I've had a few other moveset themed suggestions for things such as Fire and Ice and a Shadow Dragon themed moveset, but I mean really all three of these moveset suggestions, they're kind of the same. They near enough have the same attack, so I doubt I'm going to do those two going forward, because I just don't really see what the point is if I'm going to do like the same movesets or movesets that have near enough the same attacks in them, so just keep that in mind. I decided to go for Fast Fist Crush, Ice Field, Burst Attack and Whirlwind Blade as my supers, Burning Spin and the minus Energy Powerball as my two ultimates, Super Vegeta as my transformation of course, and Energy Barrier as my evasive. Now there were a few different options I could have picked that maybe would have made this moveset a bit easier to use, but I wanted to use this because I just don't think you really see a combination like this anymore. I mean, these attacks, for the most part, they are either weak and take too much time to use, or they're just very slow to use in general. For example, the minus Energy Powerball. Now you can, for the most part, hit your opponent if you break their guard using the triangle stamina break and then use it immediately, but that really does depend on how much stamina they have. I wanted to use Energy Barrier because I haven't really used it even back in Xenoverse 1, so I'm just using something that I haven't really tried out before. Well, I have tried it out but not for a video, you know, I'm just giving it some more variety. Something I realised just as I was starting recording the voiceover was that there's a few outfits you can get from Shenron'S Wishes, so I probably should have used those for this video as well, but I'm just realising that now. Oh well. Going into the first fight, my opponent has Dragon Fist and Giant Storm, which that's a fairly decent setup, I will admit. Giant Storm, I think it's kind of underrated because, well, if your opponent's guard is broken and they don't have a counter attack or after image or, you know, Phantom Fist or something like that, then Giant Storm can be extremely devastating. Same thing goes for Dragon Fist. The only thing I'd say is that realistically for either of those two ultimates to hit, you do need to break your opponent's guard. I mean, let's be fair, like a decent player, they can just either perfect block the Giant Storm or just block it in general. And the same thing goes for Dragon Fist. If your opponent is using Dragon Fist on you, all you need to do is just block it. You don't even need to try and get a perfect block, you know, just block it and it won't connect. So here I go for the Ice Field after I broke his guard, and I tried to hit him with Burning Spin. I mean, some of it, well, not some of it, it hits him twice now, or 3 times. I knew going into this video that I probably wouldn't be able to hit my opponent with Burning Spin that much, if at all, because yes, it's a very cool looking attack, but in practice, it's just terrible, to be fair. Even if you break your opponent's guard, it's not going to do too much damage, and I don't really see a use for it, to be honest. Like, at least not a very reliable use they can use time after time. A combination idea I did have was to break my opponent's guard, then to use Ice Field to paralyze them, and then to hit them with Burning Spin because it does take a very long time to set up. I do think I tried that a few times. I mean, I did try it earlier, I believe, but it didn't work, it just didn't connect. As we exit the clash, I'm expecting him to rush into me, he doesn't, so I did use Ice Field twice there. The second time, it does hit him, and I wasn't expecting it to be that short. Like, I tried to go for the burst attack, and it just didn't work at all. He was able to hit me to cancel it out with more than enough time to spare. He sends me flying away here, and immediately goes for the Giant Storm. And I get the perfect block off there, and the visuals did glitch, like you didn't see the Giant Storm explosion, but I did get the perfect block off, which is just very lucky for me, because he's a Saiyan, he's Super Saiyan 3, so he has that damage increase. In addition to that, he also has low health, and because he is a Saiyan, he's got that Zenkai boost. So if that Giant Storm did hit me, there's a good chance that that might have finished me off. Now here, I'm kind of just letting him hit me because, I mean, well, now I can use my evasive if I want, but he's using that homing dash and the aura burst like a lot to continue his combos when he doesn't need to. So I was just letting him hit me because, well, he's draining his own stamina, and I go for the Fast Fist Crush there, expecting him to rush into me. He did, and that'll be enough to put that guy away. So let's move on to the second fight in this video. So my next opponent has Super Kamehameha and Emperor's Death Beam. I don't really care about Super Kamehameha because, I mean, I just know I have to deal with it. But if he uses Emperor's Death Beam with Super Saiyan 2, well, Super Vegeta 2, and with a lot of ki, that could kind of be bad news for me, so I do need to be careful with that. And with my evasive, I need to have a lot of ki myself to maintain it so I don't take damage. So it is a bit tricky because this moveset is based around using quite a lot of ki for my super attacks. So if I'm not using my key, just in case he goes for his Emperor's Death Beam, then there's no point in using it. So I do need to kind of find a balance here. So maybe I should use Super Vegeta 2, but then again, that will reduce my key recovery. So again, it's just a bit tricky. In a moment, I go for Super Vegeta 2 and I use it a few times. Like I use it and go back to my base form and I use it again, etc. And the reason I did this was to try and bait him into transforming so I could break his guard. And he did. He goes for Super Saiyan 3, I think it is. Yes, Super Saiyan 3, and if I realised he was going to do that sooner, I probably could have used the Homing Dash to break his guard, but then again, at the time, he had pretty much no stamina, so if I did break his guard, he would have been able to get a stamina reset, and there's just no way with my current setup that I would have been able to finish him off before his stamina did recover. So I guess in the long run, it does help me out, I guess. Something I found a bit funny about this guy was that he would use Burst Rush a lot, well at least try and hit me with it. And I think the reason he did that was to try and look a bit badass, and when you just keep using it and failing, each time you do it, you just look stupid basically. Well, not stupid, but it's like, if you're using it and it doesn't work and you keep using it, it just loses the impact that it has. But here I go for Burning Spin, and to my surprise it actually hits him a fair bit. So at this point I'm thinking, okay, I have a decent lead on him. He rushes into me, I get the perfect block, I hit him a few times, expected him to vanish, he does, I break his guard, I go for the Whirlwind Blade, and as I send him down into the lake, I hit him with 2 burst attacks, and that's going to be enough to finish that guy off. I just love burst attack. It's one of those moves that, for the most part, and in my opinion, I guess, it's just been forgotten about. I would assume it's because, I mean, it's not the greatest attack to use really, it's only good in certain situations as you just saw. Plus in Xenoverse 1 you can only unlock it after you get the DLC, and in Xenoverse 2 you can only unlock it after you use the Dragon Ball. So it does feel like it's one of those attacks that just goes under the radar, which I guess is a shame, but like I've already mentioned, it's not the best attack to use. But oh well, let's move on to the third fight. Now, this time around, my opponent has Super Kamehameha and the Sphere of Destruction as his 2 ultimates, and I'm not too worried about either of those, to be honest. Mostly because I know when this guy already, like 20 seconds in, I know when he's going to vanish and when he's going to hit me after he does vanish or I vanish. As you saw, I got the perfect block off, which, because he had no stamina, I broke his guard. I go for Super Saiyan 2 here, well Super Vegeta 2 instead, it's the same thing really. And I did that for 2 reasons. Firstly, to try and bait him into transforming so I could break his guard with the Homing Dash, which he did. And secondly, well, this moveset, it revolves around Super Ki Attack, so if I can use Super Vegeta 2, I might as well use it. There's no point in not using it for this particular moveset. I think here he wants to go for Super Saiyan 3, and I break his guard for a 3rd time now with the stamina break. So this guy must be feeling a bit upset right now, because I broke his guard 3 times within the first minute. So as we go, well sorry, I misspoke. I broke his guard 4 times within like the first minute and 10 seconds. So I mean, at this point, just given how many times I've broken his guard and the amount of damage I was able to do on him, like, he's just not going to realistically be able to recover. He goes for Super Saiyan 3 here, and I really do wish I used the Homing Dash to break his guard there, because that would have just been perfect. But for some reason, I dropped out of Super Vegeta 2, I don't really remember why. But I go for the stamina reset. He did fire a Super Kamehameha at me. The first attack did hit me, like the first wave of it, and I flew around just to try to get my stamina broken, and I did fly back into it accidentally, so that does make me look a bit stupid. Ideally, I do wish I had something like After Image equipped so I could maybe protect myself while I was going for the stamina reset, but to some degree it is good that he did a bit of damage on me, because I will get some of my ki regenerated from that. And I do really want to finish him off with the minus energy powerball, because I haven't really done that in this fight yet. So I am just kind of enticing him into hitting me, hence why I'm not really guarding. I'm just flying into him. Like, I just want him to do some damage on me. So I have 5 or maybe 6 bars of ki, so I could maybe hit him with the ice field and then go for the minus energy powerball. Or I could go for the triangle stamina break, and if I'm fast enough, I can then hit him with the minus energy powerball, and that'll be enough to finish him off. So I do get the stamina break off here, and I immediately go for the energy ball, and that does hit him. The thing I found funny there was that before he finished him off, his stamina did recover, so he could have easily used his evasive. He probably would have had to use his evasive twice to protect himself, but he still would have survived that, but oh well. And with that being said, let me thank you for watching the video. I really do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to leave a like and leave your moveset theme suggestions in the comments, and I'll see you next time.